Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the House of Love. My name is Joel Halstead. What is the House of Love? Well, I am. You are. We all are. The planet is. In fact, our whole universe is this wonderful housing unit of well-being and love. Positivity, growth, joy, optimism, all that wonderful stuff. That's what we all got going on. We all have that inside of us. Right here, right now. Yeah, deep inside of you. All those things exist. And I am so grateful to be here on a channel sharing it. Now, I will apologize. I needed to take a few days off. Literally, off. Just off. From everything, everyone, everywhere. Mostly, except for obviously the parents that I live with. So I can't really be off from them. Although sometimes... Anyway. Yeah, so the past 3-4 days have been to just chill. Because I've been constantly out dropping off food for people, doing runs, shopping for people, all that kind of stuff. And it's an absolute honor. It's a privilege. It's a joy. I have no issues going out there and doing things that other people physically can't, emotionally don't want to leave the house, or are in a fearful state, fearful state. Or, sometimes I've been reading a lot, people are grieving. And that, for me, is hard to grasp. I know I have some family friends who've passed away due to the coronavirus. And my heart goes out to the families. It truly does. And I know that there's a lot of people who are currently in that emotional feeling. I think that's the right way to say it. It's hard. It's really not easy to deal with death. However, this isn't different. And ultimately we don't really die. The death is more for us, the living, that have to witness the passing of said physical body of someone else, and to no longer have that person there. On the one side, they'll always be there. You have the memories, you have the connection, and we don't have that touch, though. I think that's a huge thing for everyone right now. I'm not being able to touch the ones I care about. I'm not being able to touch the ones I love. I'm not being able to reach out, hug, and hold. And I can understand really how difficult that can be, how emotional that can be, how draining it can be. It can really, if you're at a peak level when you first wake up, and then you just see all these things and hear all this stuff, and it just slowly, like that, health bar on your screen, just... However, we can get through this. We have channels like this, mine or others, or hundreds of others, of people sharing just a little bit of optimistic flip. Let's do it. Let's say it that way. We can always find something worth living, worth fighting for, worth striving for, worth going for. Just for me, the past few days, I completely went off of my meal plan for 3 days, and I decided to get back on the scale, and I was shocked, absolutely shocked, because I've been working so hard. And I thought, oh, well, I need some time off. So my brain took a really relaxed stance on what I'm going to eat, how I'm going to eat, when I'm going to eat, and who gives a flying about what it was. And 3 days later, yesterday, when I got on the scale, I went, holy, completely shocked. Was not expecting myself to rebound so much from what I had achieved as of Sunday. And it put myself in a huge perspective. I'm working on me. And that's, I guess, one of the things I want to tack in on that as well. This is a time to work on you. you are the only one that can help yourself feel better. No one else can make you feel better. No one else can adjust your feelings. Someone tells a joke and you laugh, you're doing the laughter. You are interpreting the joke inside your own mind with your ears, your eyes, whatever, however you're perceiving that joke. You are translating that into happy, joy. Yes, somebody's saying it. It's because you're hearing it. You are doing all of that stuff inside. And that's what we can do without anything else. Tell ourselves the joke. Tell ourselves the good story. Tell ourselves our future ideas of what is coming for us in the most positive, optimistic way. Know that this is only for a time being. It's not forever. We're not forever going to be sitting here in isolation, in quarantine, in deathbeds, in wherever. There is great news. There are great survivors. There are so many possible stories to look out for, to create for yourself, and push that to your friends and your family. Whatever it is, if you just finally got out of bed at 8 o'clock p.m. and you've been lying around and you're just getting out so that you can use the bathroom one more time or for the first time because you didn't do anything, take that as a heck yeah, I actually got out of my bed, or I actually drew a picture with my son or my daughter, or I taught my dog a new trick. There's so many things, little things. Oh my gosh, I've actually brushed my teeth, twice a day for the past week. I mean, little things, even that it's not the most astronomical change or adjustment. Just little things. I mean, these are not new things, everybody. These are things people we've been talking about for hundreds and thousands of years. Make little changes every day, and you'll see this wonderful snowball effect later on. And if we're all doing these things, just a little bit of personal work on how I can feel better, how I can feel more joy, how I can be more optimistic, how I can look at the world and know that this isn't the end, or if it is going to be the end, find some way that to end it on a happy note, on a positive note. I mean, all of this is kind of crazy. We just celebrated our 50th Earth Day, but we should be celebrating Earth every day. If it weren't for the trees, we wouldn't have the oxygen to breathe. If it weren't for the water swimming in the streams and the lakes, we wouldn't have anything to basically stay alive. Water and air are the main two things we need to really, really live on. Food, we can take it or leave it for a certain amount of time until, we obviously need, to nourish ourselves. So if you have water, be joyful. If you could take a shower, be joyful. I didn't for a day. I know. And pimple, whatever. They happen. But I'm embracing it. In fact, I'm smiling about it. Even though I'm touching it and squeezing it and, gross. But, it's my body. And it's my unique body. And it's my weird, wonderful body. And I made the weird choice of not showering for a day and working out 3 times and over sweating and then going to bed. And now I got a pimple. Oh, well. We could hashtag so many things into this right now. Hashtag YOLO, hashtag, hashtag only for today, hashtag joy, hashtag whatever. It doesn't matter. The ultimate thing is, are you feeling good? Not great, not fantastic, not amazing, not amazing. Whatever it is. Yeah, I wear this necklace and this red jade. Who knew red jade? So cool. Got that in China. Love China, by the way. Put on a silly shirt. I have so many clothes that I just don't wear anymore. I just don't wear them. I'm gonna get rid of them and donate them after I clean them and whatnot after all this is over. If you want any Marvel random shirts, send me a comment. for free. I'll just send you the shirt. I have all these kind of silly things I just don't wear anymore. And it's not like I don't like them. I just don't wear them, and I don't need to. So, but right now, I want to. Find something that you haven't worn in forever and see if you can squeeze into it. And if you can't, maybe it'll give you a reason to put it on again, or work for something while you're at home. Just because we're at home doesn't mean we have to be lazy and sit on the couch and watch the tube all the time. It drains us. It pulls us. It actually turns in more fear. Those people have millions and billions and trillions of dollars, and they want to control you. Maybe not all of them, but a big majority of these big businesses and our country alone, all of the news stations, they're all making money from somewhere or something. And as soon as this is over, I don't know if you read my Facebook or if you've looked me up on Facebook, or after this I'll send my link on Facebook. This wonderful person wrote a great article on the gaslighting that's going to happen when all this is over. And we're talking about, or he was talking about how we're basically going to get lied to. It's like, oh, it really wasn't that bad. No, you didn't really see homeless people dying in the streets. No. I mean, these kind of things happen all the time. And now we have the vaccine. Now we have all this kind of stuff. We're going to be fine. Just forget about what happened. We'll get back to normal good feeling. There is no normal good feeling outside world. There is no normal in that outside world. The only normal is inside. And when you start to clean up all of the gunked emotions, all the years of torment that we do to ourselves. I mean, I used to beat myself up all the time. I was crying yesterday morning, or was it this morning? I don't remember. It was either yesterday or maybe it was two days in a row. Sometimes we shed tears because we're holding on to such resistance of being happy and joyful and loving and peaceful and kind and going out of our way because it makes us feel good to do those things, to go out and, hey, my neighbor's too old to go out. I'm going to go out and shop for him. I'll put on a mask. I'll make sure I'm wearing gloves. I'll do whatever it takes to help support my community because that makes me feel good because I know I have more than others do. Do these things for your family members. Do these things for your friends. Do these things for your community. Do these things just for you and for you alone. It's okay to be selfish a little bit. And as Abraham Hicks says, and I think it's wonderful, it's like, okay, being selfish is actually, on a certain scale, a good thing. You need to be selfish in order to take care of you, to find your own good connection with the abundant love that is within this universe, that joy, that happy, wonderful well-being, that great place of, oh man, just, I feel good. Because, we're taught from such a young age, even by our loving parents who say they love us unconditionally, but if they're in a bad mood, you can't be loving and angry at the same time. It doesn't work. You can't have a dual set of emotions at the same time. You're either angry or you're loving. You're either upset or you're happy. These things just happen that way. And that's so when somebody says, no, I don't want you to do that because I need you to make me happy. Your choices, your actions must make me happy. I don't want you to be happy by doing what you're doing because what you're doing to make you happy makes me unhappy. What? Who's being selfish there? The person that's telling you to not do something that feels good? Now, granted, if killing somebody feels good to you, we have to have a conversation. Because that should never feel good. And if it does, you're on the bell curve of people that are like, okay, well, we talk to those people. And we have the bell curve of the people who are completely oblivious and happy all the time and, heads in the sand entirely. That might not be the bad thing. But most of us lie in this nice little wonderful part of the bell curve. So let's seek out that sense. Be selfish for yourself a little bit. Take care of you. You need to be taken care of. And if you have kids, don't yell at them, please, I beg you, when you're in a bad mood, because that's conditionally then teaching them something that isn't helpful. It's like they can only be happy if you're happy. If you're unhappy and they're old enough and you can leave them for a minute, it's like, okay, put them in front of Sesame Street for 5 minutes and go cry for 5 minutes, flip it around, turn on your smile and go back and adjust what your behavior is to them. But if you're upset and you're yelling at your kids, check whether or not you're yelling about your own anger, your own emotional contacts, or if it's truly what they're doing is really bad. Are they truly being a bad, or are they just not operating the way that you want them to operate so that you can be happy? That's a big one for me. Let me make sure I'm pretty. Let me make sure I'm pretty. I'm pretty. I'm pretty. Yeah, whatever. It's just hair. I've actually really thought about shaving my head. I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of cool. Because I know so many people that have to go through cancer or have to go through all these different things or just, just loss of hair. And their genetics are that way. And mine aren't. But I don't know, as kind of a pledge to like, hey, I know what it feels like to not have something that you once had. I mean, that's one of those huge things right now. Like for me, I get to go outside and socialize, with a mask and gloves and whatnot, but at least I'm there with either coworkers or people at the shops, or if I'm going to pick up food. So I'm blessed in that sense. I'm able to at least see people, whatever risk that puts me in, or whatnot, or the whole situation, I still do my best. And that's one of the things we can always ask. We can only ask of ourselves. We can suggest that others do it, as I suggest you do it for you. Find a way to be your best. Your best. Don't be, mediocre. Don't half it, because if you only do it half, you're only going to get half the results. And if you're okay with being at that level, which I know most of us aren't, and it sucks inside. And then we have those tears of, why didn't I do that last year? Or why didn't I do this? Or why didn't I stand up for myself? Or why didn't I ask for this? Knowing full well, even if you get rejected, thanks, Mike, if you get rejected, that's actually going to build a sense of resilience. You will get stronger. You will get better. Whether that be just asking somebody out on a date for, 2 months from now, or whether it's just saying, hey, you know what, next door neighbor, we're out of toilet paper. Can we please have a roll? I have an extra $5. I have some quarters, or I have, borrow my video game for the next month. There are plenty of ways. We could go back to bartering and trading. I mean, that money is just asinine right now. And we're terrified that we don't have it. Or there's so much money out there. So much. And you're worth it. And you will find a way to get it back. And not just fighting for it, just believing that it's yours. I'm going on for a little while, but that's okay. I haven't made a video, so hopefully you're willing to sit around and watch this or share it. And if not, oh well. I feel great just being able to be here, sending out a message, saying ultimately, I know this is a time for grieving for a lot of people. We're grieving what we've lost. We're grieving just that way of life. Well, let's flip that. Let's not grieve about it. Let's be excited about all the changes that are going to happen. Let's be excited about all the new things that are coming out. Let's be excited about how we're going to have this wonderful opportunity to build our world again. We're going to be able to rebuild in a way that's never been built before, and not return back to some normal that we were polluting the planet. We're destroying our family and friends. We're disconnected so much so that we don't pay attention. And now we're at a sense we're connecting more. That's a great thing. Look at that. More people are reconnecting from times and years past than ever before. And sometimes now people are connecting with new groups, having newfound communities within this of like, wow, I didn't realize that there are this many people that like that, or this many people do this, or this many people want to talk about that. Like, great. Build it up. Find a successful future within yourself and share that with the ones around you. I don't know what else to say right now, other than if you have any questions, if you have a friend who's just going, man, I don't know what to do right now, and you want help, I might not be the only one that could help, but maybe I could. Maybe I could. And if not, maybe I can point you in the right direction to somebody else. You know? This is a time that's actually really good for us. And I know that sounds freakishly scary and weird, and Joel, you're off, but I'm not. I'm not. This is a time to revitalize, rejuvenate, recycle, be redundant, and just rebound. Rejoice that we have this time. That we actually get this time. That we don't have to go to a job. Some people, you don't have to go to a job right now. Great. But it doesn't mean to sit on your butt and not do anything about you. Do something for you today. That's what I got to say. Do something to make yourself the best you. And if you haven't done it, like I did for a few days, flip it around. Find learning that. Learn a lesson. Gain some knowledge. Educate yourself and go, wow, okay. Instead of going like, man, I'm going to beat myself up, which I did. I think that's why I was crying. Because I couldn't even think about it. I wasn't even conscious. My brain just wanted to be like, you're such an idiot, man. Why did you do that? You're stupid. I'm like, what? No, I'm not. I just gained all this wonderful knowledge on what not to do when I feel relaxed, even though I know what's going to make me the best, and ultimately will make me feel better no matter what. Just to sometimes feel better in the moment ends up feeling worse 2 moments later. So sometimes really check whether or not, if you're truly feeling good and making that choice out of a good, loving nature for yourself, or if you're doing it just to have relief, which is good. Don't get me wrong. Having some relief is really nice. Just like anything, find a balance. Don't overdo it. You know, we can overdo things all the time. I know. I've done it more times than I can count. So, yes, that's it. All right. As the final things, as always, if you like it, click like. If you don't, click don't. Actually, please click one of those. I'd rather see a dozen dislikes than no thumbs or ups or up or down, whatever. Just because it's nice. I mean, it doesn't really affect my life, but it's nice. You know, kind of cool. See if somebody liked it or didn't like it. You can make a comment. You can ask a question. You can send me a message and see if I can help you. As always, I love you. You are loved. You are love. Born from it. You have tons of it. Tap into it. Learn to love yourself better each day. Because every day is a new opportunity to learn more about you, to be more kind, more loving, more cherishing of yourself. Respect others. Don't ever hold somebody back from being able to achieve what they want to do. Don't ever stop yourself from achieving what you want to do. If for some reason you think that what you need to do, you have to push somebody down, double check to make sure that's exactly what you need to do. Double check. All right. Stay blessed. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.